And you're live on Facebook.
Hey, peace family. Happy Tuesday, TREF Talks Tuesday, to our Facebook community, to our YouTube community, to our Instagram community, to all the TREF life globally.
Yep, live everywhere.
In all 22 countries that we have partners, and to all the rest of the countries and where we have future partners, I want to say happy Tuesday to everyone. Hope that everyone and your families have been as safe as possible and healthy as possible in the current times we're in. My name is Jay Morrison. I'm CEO and founder of the historic Tulsa Real Estate Fund. I'm coming to you live from our building, our headquarters, our campus, the Legacy Center, also known as the Black House here in Atlanta, Georgia. Just 5 minutes from the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, 2 miles from Tyler Perry Studio, from our 2.6-acre campus and our 30,000 square foot Class A office building, again, called the Black House. Sitting right here in a qualified opportunity zone owned by the people. And I want to welcome you all to our first Tuesday of every month, TREF Talk Tuesdays. TREF stands for TREF, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And we like to just engage and give a message to our audience at least once monthly, in addition to our newsletter, which is emailed out. And you guys can join our email list at tulsarealestatefund.com. And we email out a newsletter every first Tuesday of the month, along with this video podcast and other communication channels. So pardon me, I'm a little hoarse. I've been talking all day. I'm certainly casually dressed. Our building is actually closed. We just went through a building sterilization for COVID-19 protection and to make sure we're disinfecting our building as there may be any threats of COVID-19 or exposure for our co-working members, our lessees and tenants, as well as our staff. And so part of my hoarse voice, part of my dressed down attire today is just a casual TREF Talk Tuesdays with your partner, your brother, and our fund manager, me, Mr. Jay Morrison. So, and your newsletters. So for those who are on our newsletter list and who are TREF partners or TREF supporters, you're going to see some historic things that I want all of you all to take note of, to promote, to tout, and speak about, which is, as of today, entering in July, Tulsa Real Estate Fund is historically the largest act of equitable group economics practiced by a Black-owned company, with us having raised over $12 million of capital commitments from 15,000 partners in 22 countries, as I mentioned earlier. This is the largest act of equitable group economics in history. And so I want to say thank you to all of our shareholders, partners, members, staff, vendors, contractors, contributors, blogs, media, etc., who have participated in us accomplishing such an historic act, and really an act of independence, an act of freedom, an act of group economics, an act of the people being solution-driven, intentional, and rallying around a common cause for ownership, a common cause for the acts we have executed under our fund, such as investing and partnering and or funding several $1 million of capital with Black-owned development firms, right? So that's something we're really proud of, is helping several Black-owned development firms with $7 million of capital that we've been able to help them execute their real estate investment ideas and endeavors. Nearly $1 million to 2 Black women-led development firms in real life, right? We heard the term Black Lives Matter and Black Dollars Matter very frequently, and for us to control our own dollars. Well, we have practiced that in a practical way, in a real way, even as I sit here in our Legacy Center, where we have 8,600 names on our founders wall of our founding partners who helped this building be birthed, and birthed here with no mortgage or no debt, where we are doing great work already as an organization, which I'll explain in a little bit during this talk. And again, excuse me for my kind of hoarse voice. I'm going to grab a sip of water for myself. I'm here, no staff. King Eugene is working this remotely, digitally. Again, as our building is essentially closed, I had to almost force my way in, pulling my CEO card to host this today. And so I'm working as a one-man band today, but making sure I stay true to our commitment every first Tuesday to give you guys our newsletter report and our TREF Talk Tuesdays. So, in addition to the great work I'm going to speak about a little later, we're super excited as well that we've been able to help non-accredited investors, working class families, and those who otherwise may have not been afforded the opportunity to own asset classes of real estate that normally many of us grow up thinking we'll never have an interest, ownership stake in, or equity in, right? Meaning Class A office spaces, apartment complexes, fix and flips, bundle deals, private lending, and we are working on some major acquisition in the very near short future, which I will not say any more about because we cannot have our plans disrupted by being too loud or too vocal, although I'm very loud and vocal. There's some things that we must keep close to the chest. So we are super excited about creating these opportunities for our fund partners and members and their families, that there's literally families, we watch them all the time, come out front by our fence and take selfies and take pictures in front of the Black House as they are owners of a Class A commercial real estate building, as well as our soon to be developed studio space in the back, 20,000 square foot content and production studio, as well as, again, 2 blocks over 98 units of rental properties, rental units that we have in Macon, Georgia, and other assets we have throughout the country. So this is very dear to us to, again, be practicing ownership and group economics in the spirit of Black Wall Street, which is where Tulsa Real Estate Fund is birthed from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's the spirit of Black Wall Street of Greenwood, that historic community that was bombed and massacred in 1921 on June 1st. So for history, we celebrated our 2-year anniversary of our non-traditional IPO on June 1st. So super excited to bring you guys that. Now, some of the work that we're doing here. So part of our mantra has always been comprehensive community development. Comprehensive community development, meaning we're not just renovating houses, but we're renovating people. We're not just flipping houses, but we're flipping people, flipping the minds of the local communities in which we invest. So we have some budding partnerships with Mayor Ingram of East Point and with local council persons and other political officials here for us to bring more community development to the city. We just did a food drive a few weeks ago, partnered with Taronda J from Empire and Pastor Jamal Bryant from New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. We helped feed 500 families right here from the Black House. We did a free food drive for the community, feeding over 500 families, lending our campus to those efforts. We just launched an African American repair curriculum, a full curriculum in which we gave for free from June 19th through July 3rd, 15 days, 2 classes per day, 15 days straight of 30 classes on repair for the African in America community, who we all know needs much repair after much oppression, much persecution, and intentional non-repair after our history here in America, right? And so as opposed to complain about the problem and wait for somebody to come repair, teach, or train, or save us, we are doing the hard work of aiding towards saving and repairing ourselves, right? And so we did that, and our staff was able to do that, and we're able to, from our headquarters, empower families, empower small business entrepreneurs who house their business here. So if you are an entrepreneur in the Atlanta metro area, you're looking to house your business here at the Legacy Center. If you're looking for a co-working space, we have memberships for just $99 a month, memberships to be a member at our Legacy Center, as well as virtual office memberships, as well as dedicated desk, as well as private offices, right? You can get all that and be a member and a tenant here and a business leasee here at the Legacy Center. You go to legacycenter.com for those opportunities, as well as to see some of our other service and opportunities on the educational side and financial service side. So this is, again, about our comprehensive mission to have real estate development and investment, community redevelopment and repair, all centered in our fund. And as we said in our newsletter, something we're super excited about is for our investor wholesalers out there, we have a product that we are rolling out to be your cash partner. If you are a real estate investor that likes the wholesaling strategy and want to do it ethically, and you want to do it and get higher assignment premiums or higher profits on your investments, consider us as your cash partner and transactional funding partner, what they call a table lender, table funder, to be able to cash out your transactions and help you be to evolve from just being a wholesaler looking to make assignment fees to actually a cash purchaser and being able to maximize your profits in all your investments. So Tulsa Real Estate Fund is going to be rolling that out officially soon. I just wanted to give to our private audience today that we will be supporting local, millennial, and minority wholesaler investors and investors, and really any investor from any walk of life or community who needs a strategic cash partner and table funder for their wholesale or fix and flip or contract flipping opportunities, right? So we want to do that. Go to TulsaRealEstateFund.com to see more about that as well. So we are continuing to roll out different services and opportunities under the fund to be in position to perform better and better for our crowd partners, for our investors, et cetera. So I'm just super excited about doing the work. Congratulations to our entire company again and to our staff for aiding in our historic raise from mid to early April through May. We were able to raise over 12 million in capital, over 3 million in capital commitments, nearly 3.5 million, I believe, or better in capital commitments just during that short, less than a month period. So that was just kudos to everyone who participated in that, and then welcome to all our new partners to the company. One thing I can assure you, and we'll open up maybe for a little bit of Q&A, King Gene, but one thing I can assure you is that you will continue to see Tulsa Real Estate Fund, our staff, myself as the fund manager and leader of the organization, continue to do the work. We don't lollygag. We rarely take time off, although we probably should take more so we don't have burnout. But you'll continue to see us just doing the hard work, the thankless work, the work that no one wants to embark on, the risky work, the innovative work, because it's only that, and that's what this organization is based on. It's based on being solution driven and solution oriented. I believe in a saying that there's no such thing as problems, there's only lack of solutions. I'll say it again. There's no such thing as problems, there's only lack of solutions. So when we find the solutions, we now eradicate or minimize or mitigate our problems. And so that's the spirit of this organization and the entire Morrison Group of companies, is to bring tangible solutions to the table so we can get rid of or minimize or mitigate the problems that we face, especially in urban communities. And so Tulsa Real Estate Fund, now that we've ended our security offering and your opportunity to partner with us, we have all the partners we're taking on under this fund, under this historic company. And now it is about putting our heads down, stabilizing our assets, fighting through COVID and the challenges of COVID, and just getting the work done and doing the work and performing for our community, performing for our investment partners, and just performing as a company. So I'm super excited about it. We'll take on a little bit of question and answer tonight if King Gene can help moderate some of that for us. Just want to open up and meet the obligation of TREF Talk Tuesdays every first Tuesday. Go to TulsaRealEstateFund.com to learn more about what we offer in service as a fund, or LegacyCenter.com of what our building, our staple headquarters and asset offers, and you see about funding opportunities for your fix and flips, for your wholesale deals and other opportunities or partnerships, as we have some budding partnerships on the table. And just stay tuned for more announcements as we continue to do the work. King Gene, we have any questions on any of our platforms today?
I am scanning across Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. I see some encouragement. I see some black fists in the air. I see some thumbs up. I don't see any questions as of yet.
All right, we'll give it a few seconds for Q&A. Other than that, we don't have to hold each other today. I just want to, again, make sure we meet our obligation. that we stay informed, we stay on message. And let me say this as well. We'll continue to say this is please advocate for us. This. For those who don't know, there has been an undertone in some parts of our community, especially, that there was something illegitimate about our fund, right? That it was not a legitimate business, and that there was some kind of scheme, illegitimate scheme behind the business. And we believe, whether it was prompted from that or not, but we do know in reality that for 18 months, beginning January-ish, February-ish of 2019, we were under an investigation, a subpoena by the SEC, Security Exchange Commission, and the DOJ, Department of Justice, or the FBI, right? We had a dual subpoena. Both agencies asked for emails, documents, financial documents. All this is public disclosure. We disclose all this. And the DOJ had ended their investigation several months in and said, hey, we have no findings at this time, and no further investigation at this time. And then the SEC just recently, I think a little less than a month ago, just ended their investigation after 18 months and said, in regard to J. Morrison, Tulsa Real Estate Fund, et cetera, we have no findings, and there is no enforcement recommendation by the agency, although they all, have the right to reopen or to look or to, to do what they do, right, as regulatory bodies, et cetera. But I want to say this, that after collective 18 months of two investigations, both investigating agencies have closed or ceased their investigations with no further investigations at this time, and have no enforcement recommendations against our fund, right? So this goes through, again, tens of thousands of emails and financial documents and other communication channels, and just, fund best practices and underwriting guidelines. And they really looked under the hood of our fund, and they did their due diligence in regards to our company. And so I'm asking you all to, one, know this, it's record, it's transparency, but also to advocate for us, because I do believe that going through that and us being on the other side of that with no enforcement recommendation by these agencies, I think it speaks to some of our integrity and our intent and our best efforts in which we are trying to give our people. We're not saying that we're perfect. We're not saying that we ever will be perfect. I think it's a high standard to kind of reach or achieve or supersede. But we do, with our best intentions, try to do, and not even try to do, because in my opinion, we are doing our very best, on the best of my personal ability, and to our staff, for our company, for our members, and for our partners. But for that undertone of quote unquote illegitimacy, I think that what we've endured and what we all survived and endured over the last 18 months, what my family did, what I did as a manager, still developing the Black House in that time, still lending out capital in that time, still raising capital in that time, still doing all the day-to-day functions of the business, from technology to admin to treasury to asset management, portfolio management, to compliance, audits, et cetera, marketing, branding, investor relations, the whole nine. We still operated the company and tried to do it at the highest level that we could, while still enduring all the scrutiny and enduring, what it feels like as a company to go through, a dual investigation, which is not light. It's not a light thing, right? It's not a light thing having that, in essence, be present or hang over your head, so to speak. I'm just being transparent with you all. And so for us, again, to be where we're at, to be where we're at, we're thankful to God. We are thankful to both the DOJ, FBI, SEC. We're thankful for them for what we believe just, being fair in that process. In this kind of climate, in historically, it's always concerns as agencies, African in America agencies and companies. We want to make sure we get a fair deal. We believe, we did in that regard. So we're appreciative of that, and appreciative of all the support from all supporters. So I just want to say that. But you guys continue to advocate for for the fund and the work that we do and what we've stepped out on faith and what we stepped out, again, being the first Black-owned real estate crowdfunder in the history of America, meaning trailblazing, pioneering, no example to follow. And even with that, taking on the blows, taking on the fire, taking on the obstacles, and trying to do it our best with class and to continue to lead and empower our people. So I think we did get some questions. King Gene, can you read them out for me? Can you do that?
Yep, not a problem. What books would you recommend to an aspiring fund manager in regards to financier and fundraising strategies?
Man, one, I wish I had a book that I written for you. Two, I have absolutely no book whatsoever that I read or that has empowered me as a fund manager or financier. Yeah, I wish I had one. I was more inspired by my own journey in private lending and real estate development and group economics. If anything, I would say that inspired me, and it's less financially driven, but the philosophies and lessons of Marcus Garvey probably was the most influential book that I read that led me to this space. That's probably the best one I could give you right now.
Okay. Jay, do you guys respond if you do not accept the deal? If placed two possible deals, but no I've placed two possible deals, but no response, investor.
Thank you. That's a fair question. We certainly should. We've had some transitions on our deal sourcing and underwriting team. I'll personally make sure that we are giving a delegation to make sure that whether it be acceptance or not denial or anything between, that there is a response, a conversation had. There could have been some lapse on our part as we've transitioned through COVID, through going remote, and through personnel changes. That could have been a little lapse on our part. So I would take accountability for that, and we will make sure that there is in the future a response. Give us about a week or so to get on our feet with that, please.
When will K1s be available?
K1s is the hot topic. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think that we have activity and action going out, and I think that we will see some movement this week. I'm up in that 90% certainty that we should, but this thing has been very tricky during this time, especially as COVID is the hot topic, whether it be legitimate excuse or whether it's what people give people. But it's been a lot more challenging this season to fulfill some of our audit responsibilities, the financial kind of reporting and responsibilities, just during the challenging kind of times of remote working and companies kind of being understaffed and that whole piece. But short answer is I'm hoping and praying for activity and successful activity this week for our K1 recipients.
So somebody asked, how would this pandemic affect our investments in real estate?
Well, the pandemic does have some effect on occupancy. One, we had to shut down our legacy center for a little over a month, I believe, might even two, during the height of the pandemic, right? And when there were mandates for shutting down. So that obviously affects some rental income and exposure to expenses. And then in some of our apartment complexes and other investments, there were some challenges. Although we got one of our apartment complexes stabilized and another asset that is near stabilized. And then there's also challenges with just some of the investors who needed forbearances. So we did offer forbearances to all the capital we lent out to give everybody a cushion. Not that the money was forgiven, it was just moved to the back of their loans so that we could be able to give folks a cushion during that time. So there were a couple moving parts that were changed, and trying to be a socially responsible lender, making sure that we are giving investors the best chance to succeed and win, and developers and those who we partner with, but also where we protect the fund's interests as well. So there's definitely been some creative challenges. I feel a lot less angst than I did when this whole first started. I'm like, whoa, this is a whole, obviously new. And, it did affect our development of our phase 2 that had halted because of this climate, as construction crews weren't had to be responsible to social distancing as well. So there were some challenges, but I feel way more confident about our ability to endure and overcome those challenges now that we've kind of let the dust settle a little bit.
Okay. Somebody asked, are you still mentoring? And if so, how can someone reach out?
Yeah, constantly still doing mentoring and programs. You could reach out. I wish I had the site. I know one thing you all can do is, legacycenter.com. There's financial game plans there and other opportunities. You can speak out to our team or even see about any kind of mentorship with myself. Obviously, we have our curriculum at jmorrisonacademy.com, teaching real estate, business, credit, and the likes. But yeah, we do some, and I have some private group mentoring opportunities also. You guys can speak to our team about legacycenter.com.
Cool. Somebody asked, can you expand on what additional benefits will be made available to investors or upcoming developers, i.e. financing deals?
Additional benefits, I wouldn't word it that way, but I will say we are always open to either, helping you find capital, whether it be through us or brokering capital. We're also always interested in syndications or partnerships, deals that we can kind of partner in, potentially as a cash partner or a gap funder or mezzanine financer or, some other kind of part of your capital stack. Always open to that. And just being a resource, essentially, right? That's the biggest thing we can be is try to be a resource. And then again, for those who are doing wholesale transactions, assisting you as a cash financier, cash partner in your wholesale and assignment transactions. And we'll take 2 to 3 more and we'll wrap up our TREF Talks.
Okay, somebody asked, is it possible to have a photo of my name on the founder's wall sent to me?
You'll have to get lucky and catch us on a day where we are doing, what we do from time to time. I'll make sure we do them every couple of months or probably twice a month or so, but we'll do a founder's wall check. So if you're following us at Tulsa Real Estate Fund IG, Instagram, we'll do some founders walls checks and catch us on one of those days. Please put your notifications on, and we have no problems, kind of filming your name, allowing you to screenshot that, and then you can have your name for a safe keep, within your, within your digital archive.
Somebody asked, will you ever do 15 or 30-year mortgage lending?
Not under this fund. More than likely not. We don't do anything that's owner-occupied or primary residence. One day we aspire to have a traditional bank and mortgage company where we can get to more of the long-term lending and owner-occupied lending. But most of the lending in this particular fund will be short-term lending.
Someone asked, did we purchase that small town?
We did not purchase Toomsboro, the small town. But we do have some other unique and I think probably classified major or significant opportunity that we'll be sharing in the coming weeks.
All right. So I love that red, black, and green.
That's what I know. But even when you guys don't see us working, if you have followed me at all, or if you haven't started following me or only started following me recently, if you dig deep and check the archives, we're always working. Been working for 25 years now. I was telling my daughter that I'm going on 25 years of entrepreneurship. From 15 years old, I've been grinding. I'll be 40 years old this year. And so we're always working, even if it's not publicized heavy, even if we're not yelling about it or on social media, know that everything can't be promoted at all times, but trust and believe that Jay Morrison, Mrs. Ernestine Morrison, Tulsa Real Estate Fund family is always working and getting to it.
King Jay, Dre Holman asked, I own 7 single-family rental units. I need to restructure the high-interest debts. How can TREF help me?
Well, If we can either, if not ourselves, maybe ourselves, but if not ourselves, we can potentially help you with a bundle mortgage and help you to consolidate or refinance some of that debt. So I mean, that could certainly be something we can do. You can submit that opportunity to TulsaRealEstateFund.com so we can get our team looking into it. So that's definitely an opportunity for you.
Somebody said corner class king.
Listen, if it was up to me, we'd be corner classing it right now this summer. We are waiting on God. We'll see what God is doing with COVID and how safe it'll be for us to travel and to have large gatherings outside. But definitely excited about a corner class tour coming up.
All right. Is there an underwriting checklist available?
There is not. We don't provide our full guidelines for everyone, but we do offer a thorough application for you to be able to submit what we do need to begin your process.
All right.
Great question.
Riza says, congratulations on the baby.
Thank you, my brother, my brother. We are super excited. Baby Morrison, Queen Baby Morrison, the princess, is going to be on her way, God willing. And thank you all for your support, your prayers, and your love. We're super excited to add my third heir to the legacy.
So that's it. That's all the questions.
Well, thank you guys again. We appreciate you guys advocating for us, supporting us, and just witnessing this history made and continuing to be made and future history in the making. That's what it's about. We are looking to operate the highest level. If you haven't been to the Black House, try to as we open up and COVID loosens up this summer. It's an amazing spirit here on this campus in this building. You likely haven't seen anything like this building, the Legacy Center. It's something that we created and we built together, we own together. So that's super cool for us. And just again, thank you to all our partners, members of our company, 15,000 plus members, 22 countries, over $12 million in capital pledges. That's significant progress for our community. And really, again, certainly one of the largest acts of group economics, equity group economics ever in history. So again, kudos to us, hats off to us. Thanks to all those who have been advocating not just for Tulsa Real Estate Fund, but for our community, for our political and economic and social repair. Again, salute to all you all, because the spirit of this company, remember, is Tulsa Real Estate Fund, is of Black Wall Street, is of a politically and economically and socially empowered Black community. And we believe that how they were able to be so unempowered, one is through education and enlightenment and operating at a high frequency and vibration, but also was their ability to pull their dollars together and be a resource together. So, we want to say to you all, love on that note. Thank you for your support of us, and just watch us work. That's all. I don't even give too much away. Just watch the work. That's it. The work speaks volumes, and we will continue to bring the consistency to the best of our ability. Thank you. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. Thanks, King Gene. Every first Tuesday, TREF Talks Tuesdays on Tulsa Real Estate Fund, Instagram, YouTube, and on our Facebook, Tulsa Real Estate Fund LLC. Again, no new partners in this fund, but you still can support. You still can see about our private lending opportunities, our table funding, transactional funding, some of our private lending and other opportunities, and participate in what we do here at the Legacy Center, our staple headquarters, the epicenter of Black America, this 2.6 acre campus and 30,000 square foot Class A office building that we're continuing to build out for the comprehensive development of our community.